What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 news. Of course it is a Thursday, so we get This Week in Destiny, which is Bungie's kind of weekly blog post. There are a bunch of updates in this one. Firstly, they talk about the game director changing up, and of course we know Joe Blackburn will be leaving Bungie, but we get a few words from Tyson Green, the new game director, and then Bungie talk about their new partnership with BioWare and Mass Effect, as well as changes coming to Fireteam Finder, and we're going to be able to use that on the companion app soon. But they also talk about changes for seasonal rewards. We're going to be getting double rewards next week and an increased shard drop rate in the Coil. Plus Bungie teased that we may see some kind of rewards refresh some point soon. So there are a few things to talk about in the video today guys, and as always I hope you find it useful, but now let's get into it. And Bungie start by saying, today we'd like to take a moment to say a special farewell to our very own Joe Blackburn. You may know him as the game director of Destiny 2, but for hundreds of team members who come together to work on the game every day, we know him as a friend, teammate, and a Titan main guardian, with the best 1v1 Overload Minotaur plan anyone has ever seen. And that's nice, Bungie are trolling Joe Blackburn right there, but they say while our friendship with Joe continues on, and so does the closing and polish process for the final shape, our episodes and our future redacted plans, we couldn't be more excited to announce that these future efforts are already being game directed by the Halo myth and Destiny veteran Tyson Green. And they say from leading multiplayer and Forge efforts in Halo 3 to most recently supporting the development of Fireteam Finder, among many other efforts, Tyson's creativity and expertise have been a critical part of Bungie's success and legacy. And so Tyson Green said, "My time working with Bungie started with Myth back in 1998 and has carried through almost every product we've released since. And I've been pleased to be a part of Destiny from essentially the beginning, from the early days introducing loot to our shooter culture, to more recent days guiding the brilliant teams responsible for the breadth of Destiny's core systems, rewards, combat, activity, social, and commerce systems." And he goes on to say Joe has always brought a lot of energy and creative vigor to the team, and it's been a pleasure to work on Destiny with him as a teammate and a friend. And to step into his role is humbling but also energizing, and I look forward to carrying on his work in service to our players and our team. My passion as a developer has always been to build the supports around which a community can grow. I came to Bungie from the fan community and aspire to build things that players can share as common interests. From Halo 3's Forge and file share systems to Destiny's build crafting and Fireteam Finder, I'm proudest of the things that bring our community together in collaboration, and I look forward to more such opportunities in the final shape and the years of Destiny beyond. It's so cool to get a few words there from Tyson Green. Of course, the announcement about the change of game director has only just happened, so we're certainly going to hear more from Tyson in the future, but once again, big credit to Joe Blackburn for all the stuff he's done on Destiny, and of course good luck for the future, and I'm certainly interested to see how things will go with Tyson Green as game director as well. So give us your thoughts about that. Up next though in the Twid, they do recognise that Bungie announced this week a new collaboration for Mass Effect, so we're going to get the Mass Effect themed armor on February 13th, as well as an Exotic Sparrow ship and Ghost Shell, which will be available to all players at no extra cost. And they say they'll share more details soon, but we get that preview image once again right here. And otherwise, they talk about Fireteam Finder and looking forward, and some updates that we're going to see in the near future. And firstly, there's the companion app and game client. And they point out that D2's companion app boasts a well-loved looking for group LFG tool called Find Fireteam, and they say we're hard at work updating it and more unifying it across the Destiny 2 companion app, game client, and eventually Bungie.net. But in a future update, players will be able to create and join Fireteam Finder lobbies from their mobile device from within the game. So much like the in-game version, this initial release of Fireteam Finder on the companion app will be part of the beta experience. And we can see right there some of the UI for that, so it's positive that this is being added, but they talk about in-game updates as well, and they say in the near future, be on the lookout for Fireteam Finder lobby voice chat, friend invites to Fireteam Finder lobbies, improved menu-to-menu flow, better feedback when you apply to lobbies, and last but not least, the roster will once again fit 12 Guardians on the nearby column. And they say there are an additional 70 bug fixes and quality of life improvements slated for the next 6 to 8 months, many of which come directly from community feedback. So it's cool that Fireteam Finder is going to see more updates. And once again, it's been one of the main successes of this season overall. So share your thoughts on those, but they talk about the Azumi RR4 dropping next week, and they say not only will the weapon be available for the weekly Nightfall, but Zavala is feeling generous and will give away double rewards as well as increased reputation. So a little extra to look forward to with next week's reset there. And they also say next Tuesday, Relic will be back on the menu for PvP. And so if you want to pick up the Aegis, Synaptic Spear, or Scythe, those will be available in the Crucible once again next Tuesday. Bungie have also said that they'll be increasing the Wishing Glass Shard drop rates from defeating enemies in the Coil next week, starting on February 6th. And this will make hitting Platinum more achievable for more players. So that's an interesting change right there. There are some additional stats and justifications in the TWID, but if you're after Platinum clears of that, they're only going to get easier following the update that we'll see next week. Bungie in the Twitter also point out that Game to Give will be wrapping up in the next few days, and that there is the Bungie Foundation official Twitch stream today, so if you want to check that out from 10 AM PST to 2 PM, there are more details inside of the TWID. They highlight as well that they've added some new cutscenes to the collection, and these are the archived cutscenes that they upload to YouTube, so you can check those out via the TWID linked in the description box below as well. And they finally say that starting today, February 1st, players can pick up the new Prime Gaming rewards, but they do point out this will be the final Prime Gaming drop in Destiny 2 for the foreseeable future, so players should be sure to pick it up before March 7th. So obviously that deal is coming to an end. It's been active for 2 or 3 years now. But the last thing in the TWID, they say we've got a lot to talk about in the coming weeks, and if you want a sneak peek, they plan to discuss a rewards refresh at some point in the future. They don't offer any more information about exactly what that could be, but obviously it could be talking about future major releases, the April update or the final shape, or possibly a rewards update that's going to drop sort of mid-season, considering we're in an extended season, potentially an update to the sort of Nightfall weapon rotation or something like that. But some kind of rewards refresh is coming somewhere in the game, and that's about all we really know for now via that teaser. But give us any thoughts or hopes for what you'd like to see down in the comment section. For now though, a couple of other quick mentions to finish the video, and Destiny Bulletin pointed out that 2 years ago this week, Sony acquired Bungie for $3.6 billion. And time has really flown by since that acquisition. It seems like just yesterday we were hearing that news, but actually it has been a couple of years already. But Destiny Bulletin points out that Bungie CEO Pete Parsons announced on the same day an acceleration in hiring of talent company-wide, and leadership assured employees of no layoffs after the Sony deal. Of course, just 21 months later, the company were in a position where they laid off 8% of the staff at Bungie. And so it's been a very strange couple of years right there. And we know that weirdness is set to continue really, at least up until the final shape, and we just know exactly how important that moment's going to be, as well as any events that will unfold following that on the basis of the performance of final shape, the future episode content, and so on. And so no doubt, keep it locked and loaded, there'll be more news about all of this stuff as we move through the rest of 2024. Another quick mention right here though, of course there's been a bit of discussion of Riven's Wishes with them launching this week, and we can see all of the objectives for the future quests inside of Riven's Wishes. So for week 2 starting next Tuesday, we'll need to open 7 Ascendant chests in the Dreaming City, and so there are going to be a bunch of grindy objectives for these. Week 3 will require 1600 combatant defeats inside of Legend and Master Lost sectors, and then week 4 will require a tier 3 Blind Well, as well as 1500 targets defeated in Blind Well, with week 5 requiring 80 taken bosses, or Porak, don't know how you say that, the Farseer's Heir, that weird sort of rare boss that you can get on Dreaming City. And then week 6 simply requires the completion of the Prophecy Dungeon. So it is a strange mixture of objectives, many of them pretty grindy, although as we saw with the quest this week, there are ways to sort of overachieve on those objectives, like if you do the heroic public event as opposed to 3 normal public events. So that will probably continue, but if you wanted a quick preview of what we can expect moving down the road, then there you go. For today though guys, that's what we have to speak about in the video, so as always I hope you've enjoyed this one, and if you have, a rating below very much helps us out on the channel. Also feel free to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in as always. And whatever you get up to, I hope you guys have an awesome day.